Hey guys, today we're going to use the cat scripts to script the bike. We're just going to see how easy it is and just go through it step by step so that you shouldn't have too many problems when you do it yourself. Alright, now first of all, you want to make sure your bike's facing east. If it's not facing east, it can fall over and all that sort of stuff. Also, secondly, what we'll do is we'll create a root rim. I'm going to use a sphere for this. Okay, so I'm just going to stretch it, make it a bit smaller, and I'll just put it in the center of the bike. Okay. Now with your root rim, you just got to have a check here. You want to make sure that's always at the 0, 0, 0 rotation. As you can see, this one isn't. It's set to 0, 90, 0. So we're going to change that to 0, 0, 0. Okay. Then we're going to go over to the general tab, and we're going to make sure it's full perm, and we're going to name it. So okay, so we've named it. Now there's our root rim ready to go. So then what we do is we just link it to the bike, and that'll be it, ready to go. That's where the main scripts will go into. Now today we're not going to be using that because what I've done is, if you have a look here, I've got the seat actually set to 0, 0, 0 rotation, so I can use that for the root prim instead of having to use an actual separate prim. So it saves me a prim there, gives me the ability to add just that little bit more detail. Alright, so first thing we're going to do now, we are going to put in the poses, because that's what we're going to need first. So we're going to grab these 4 poses over here, and I'm just going to grab all them and just drop them all into the root prim. Okay, there we go, they're all in. Next, I'm going to put into the pose saver script. Okay, so that's all in now as well. Okay, I'm just going to close that now. Just going to, okay. And now we're going to put down on the ground is the pose adjustment tool. Okay, then we'll click on the seat or our root prim, whichever be. Okay, and that'll position it where we want it. Now, if you have got an AO, like I have up here, you need to turn that off because you can't do this with your AO on. Then we're going to right click and we're going to sit on the pose adjustment tool, and we're going to go yes. Okay, now it's going to ask us which position we want to set first, so we're going to go right, and look, setting your positions is as simple as just dragging it there, using your build and edit window and just dragging it all into position. Okay, once you've got it in the position you're happy with, you then have to click your root prim again. So in this case we've got to there, and then you want to record that position. Okay, once you've recorded that position, click it again and choose your next position. So that one I know is pretty good, so I'll record that one. Click it again. Now we'll do reverse, and we'll just adjust this one a bit, just a tad. There we go, and I'll record that one. And now the last one, which is park. Okay, happy with that, and I'll now record that position. Record. Now you'll see what happens, like I press it again, everything's crossed out, so there's nothing more to record, no more positions I can record now, so it shows us that. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is we're going to hop off the bike. Okay, and now what we've got is we've got a little a drop down box saying please go to the web page, because this is where the poses are all saved, so we'll just go to that page. Okay, and while that's loading, I'm just going to move these guys out of the way because it just gets a bit of hassle. Okay, there we go. Alright, now what we're going to do now is I'm going to open this back up, and we want to open up this one here called the config card. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to bring this web page over now so you can see. Now everything here, this is the information which we're going to put into this config card here. Okay, so first one we want is our ride, so I'm going to grab that there, control copy. Okay, and I'm going to paste it in this top section here, ride, control V. Okay, then I'm going to bring up again, and next we're asked for idle, so here's the idle, second bottom one, control copy and control V for paste. Awesome. So next one we got is reverse. So it's this one here. So we're going to go control copy, control paste, and now for the last one we have park, which is up the very top here. So you can see I'm taking all the information there from there to that point to that point. Control C for copy, and then over here I'm going to go control paste, control V. Now you'll see here, so now you see all the information on these two screens is exactly the same. Okay, so I'm just going to use that now. Now we save that, that's all saved. We're going to close that down, open it back up. Okay, we'll open up our bike again, and we're going to drop the config card straight in there, into the root prim. Okay, you can see down here, Lucian chopper config card is on. Okay, so everything there's set. Okay, awesome. Now, what do we do next? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on our CAT vehicle builder's HUD. So we're going to wear that. Okay, just let that start up first. Okay, then we're going to go in the edit window again. Now see this here, it's called start vehicle setup. So we want to put the start vehicle setup script into the bike, which was in our root prim. Now you can see down here it's saying CAT builder's HUD is 1.5 is linked to the bike which we're building. Okay, now that's really important, guys. That you need that to say that. Okay, so then we're going to go and press start. Okay, that's all beginning the script setup. Okay, now what we do is we take the bike into our inventory. So I'll take it in there, and then we res the bike back out. Okay, I'll close it. Okay, and now once again it's saying it's linked again. If it doesn't say it's linked, then go back and repeat those processes. Next stage is we're going to right click again, edit. So we've got our build window up so you can see the bike's all highlighted. Up the top of your screen here, you're going to see it says tools. Okay, so go to tools and then go down here and you see it says set scripts to running in section. So you're going to go click on that, and then it's setting all the scripts through the bike, which is because the HUD's actually placed the scripts in all the sections of the bike. So that's going to go through and do that for you now. So we'll just give that a second. Alright, and if you scroll down, you can see it says it's done. So that's done. So we can close that now. I'll close that one as well. Okay. In this next section is where we get to choose what we're building, okay, whether it's a bike, a hovercraft, an airplane, a car, or a helicopter, or a boat. So right now we'll select bike. Okay, now what I do now is I go world, and I go environment, and I go set it to midnight. Okay, so the reason I do that is you'll see this section here, it says now click each piece you want to rotate as a front wheel. So with this first pass, we click the bike's rim, okay, and we'll set that function. Now it's asking us to click the rear rim, so click the wheel. So we'll click the rim there, we'll set that function, okay. Now it's asking us for the tyres, so we're going to click the tyres. So I'll click that one. You can see it lights up, so you know you're clicking the right spot. So we'll set that one, and now it's asking for the rear tyre. And set that function. Okay, so now it's saying click the piece of the vehicle that you want to rotate as a car wheel. Well, we're building a bike, so we're not doing cars, so we just go next. Okay, click the piece of vehicle you want to rotate as a car, turn as a car, so next again. Okay, once again this is about cars, so we're going to skip that. Now click each piece of vehicle you want to rotate as a car tyre, click that. Okay, now click each piece of the vehicle you want as a motor belt. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click the belt and we're going to set that. Okay, so that function's set now. Now I also want this motor to shake so it's more like a real life motor. So I'm going to click the purple arrow and go back. Now see where it says shaker there? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the parts of the bike that I want to move around. So I'm just going to grab a few bits here. So these are all the parts of the engine that I'd like to move around to actually when the bike's just sitting still, so it looks a bit more realistic. I'll leave them. I think that's all I'll select. So I'll select that. Okay. So you can see here it's setting all the functions now. Now click each of the vehicle you want to perform as a helicopter route. Well, we're not doing a helicopter, so we're going to skip it. Click each of the vehicle you want as a propeller. Again, we're going to skip that. Now, click the piece of the vehicle that you want to rotate a texture as a bike chain. So I have got a bike chain on this bike, just here, and I'll select that. Now, click each piece of the vehicle you want to change position when clicked, like a door or a hood. Well, I haven't got that, so forget that one. Now, click each piece of vehicle you'll be considered a seat. Now, so I'll click the seat. Now, because the seat is my root prim, in here, it's just skipped straight over it, so don't worry too much about that. Now, click each piece of the vehicle what I would consider as chrome. So, anything that's chrome on your bike, you just highlight them. What is that? Still these bits, the front there, that light. I'll select this one here too. Just that. And set the function. Okay. Now click each bit I would consider a fender. So now this front one here is a fender there. Now you can't see that highlight because it's actually a black texture. So don't stress too much about that. But there's the back one, you can see that's yellow. Just remember, you just got to press it once and it selects it. If you press it twice, it'll unselect. Now each piece of vehicle that you would consider a gas tank. So there's our gas tank. Now click each piece of vehicle you consider as a body, or a body of a car, a boat, a plane, or a frame of a bike. So we'll click our frame. Once again, it didn't light up because it's black, but that's no problem because now we've set that. Now click each piece of vehicle consider car doors. We've got no car doors. No, this one's wings of plane, which we don't have. Now each piece of vehicle you consider as exhaust pipes. So it's them, so we'll select that function. Now each vehicle that would be considered a trim, so there's none of that. So we're just going to skip what we don't need. Now this bike's going to have no colour changing. If you wanted to have your bike change different colours, you just select the parts which you want to go different colours. Now click each piece of the vehicle that would be considered a smoker. Now this is my smoker down here. Okay, so that's just where the smoke's going to come from, so we'll set that. Okay, now click each piece of the vehicle you want to produce a jet or a flame. So you can have it produce fire if you want, you know, or water if it's a jet ski. Now click each piece of the do you wish the vehicle to shoot a projectile? Now this is where your bike could actually shoot a gun if you like. I don't usually worry about it, but it's something you can have if you want. So I'm just going to go no with that one. Now click each piece of the vehicle you want to perform as a front tyre marker. On a bike, we're not going to use that. Now each piece of the vehicle as a rear tyre marker. So I've got my rear tyre marker down here. So what that's for is when you do burnouts, and it's going to leave that trail behind. So we'll set that function. Now click each piece of the vehicle would be considered a tail light. My bike doesn't have a tail light, so I'm going to skip that. Each piece would be a headlight. Okay, so I'll go over here. There's my headlight. Okay. Click each piece of the vehicle you want to emanate sparkles. So if you want to have a bit of bling, you know, so I might just go like that. Yeah, I think that's all I'll do for it. Don't need too much bling. Now, clear any names of parts that are mislabeled. Press a button. So that's just saying you can go forward and back if you think you've done something wrong and you need to fix it. So we'll skip that. Okay, so the assignment of functions will now be completed. We advise you take a copy of the current project at this point by right-clicking the vehicle and choosing Save Copy. So you'll right-click here and then take a copy. Okay, so there you go. So I've just taken a copy of that now at that stage. So now I'm going to click this, and this is where you have to wait a minute because this is where it's going to come up and tell us when it's going through all the functions. So this will just take a few secs. So here it goes here. You can just see down the bottom here. Now you'll know when it's finished because it'll come up and tell you it's finished in yellow like it is here and not the green. So it's just really, it's a point and click system with the cat scripts. You just point at the thing you want and you say, yep, that's what I want. Nice and easy, not too hard. Okay. Just let that go. That'll just take a few minutes. Up in your all this is window, so it's just going to be in your local window, so you'll be able to see exactly what it's doing. Okay, so it's on the Vixen chopper configuration setup is complete. Okay, so now it's all set up. Now, now we can go back to the HUD and saying, do you intend to create theme textures for your build? Well, in this video, we're not going to create theme textures, so we're just going to go no. Okay, do you intend for your vehicle to change functions and operate as a different vehicle? Every vehicle has a hover option, so it's got an option, but we're going to go no for that because this bike's not going to be a boat or a plane. Okay, so now it's coming up saying it will now load the main scripts into the vehicle. Now, when you get to this stage, just click it, okay? And you got processing, please don't stop the process. Just click the green arrow when it does that, okay? Now, and go to the next section because some reason it's actually done that. I don't know why it does that, but anyway. Now I'm going to go back to world. Okay, I'm going to go midday. Now, the position of the parts of the vehicle that you want them set in the park position. Now this is quite important because, you know, how do you want your bike to sit when it's in the park position? So what we'll do is we'll edit link parts. I'm just going to minimize that. Okay, and first of all I'm going to use my kickstand. So you sit there. So I'll put him there like that. Bring him over here. Oop. And I'll like that. So there's a kickstand sorted. Next I'm going to do the front. Now just when you're doing this front, make sure you get everything. I've done this so many times and stuffed it up because I forgot to get everything. You know, you leave one part out and then, so there's a blind lines, there's a wheel tire, fender, okay, light, triple tree and the light, okay, and that one there. Now does that look like I've got everything? Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to rotate that. Won't do it very much, just a little bit, just enough. So I'm just going to like so. So I'm just going to, damn it. So I'm just going to double check that I'm happy with it. Everything's where it's meant to be. Nothing got left. Okay, and now I'm just going to click and set that. Okay, now what this is going to allow me to do is test it to make sure that I've got it right. See, everything's gone back correct. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll just tap it again. Kickstand, everything's right, and back again. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click that one. Okay, now position the parts of the vehicle that will move to a new location when flying or floating. So what this next part is if you're going to have hover mode on your bike. So what we'll do is we're going to go through and set this one now. So we're going to rotate. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure you grab, once again, everything. But just do it one at a time, like this first section first, and then the rear section. So we'll go that one, and that way. Okay, so we've got that one done. That one, that one. Over to the side, and up like that. Okay, so this is how the board. And now we're going to click that. Okay, so now it's going to allow us to test it again. So, see, it's really good being able to test it like this, you know, because you know exactly what you're going to end up with. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I'll click here. Now, the position parts that will move to a new location when clicked. So if that, what that's saying is, let's say I wanted that light to end up on the back of the bike. So I click that. So, you know, I'd move that light to there. Okay, but we're not going to worry about that, so we skip that. Now, positions that will new location when a command is given. So that's where you give a command in local. You can set that up, but you guys can go through that yourselves. Now, if you've used car wheels, and that's where it's going back to the car stuff, because that was quite involved, that whole section. So we're not using car wheels. That's asking for car wheels again. You intend to have wheels, once again it's more car wheels. Okay, now is the point of no return. When you click finalize button below, everything except your personal graphics will be set. So we're going to say finalize. Okay, and we'll just wait. And here it goes. So you can see here it's saying just down here, permissions are set wrong on the script. So what it's saying is you've just got to set it to no mod, no transfer in all your builds. Okay, so we'll just let that go. Now what we're waiting for, see the HUD now? Now the HUD's gone back to the very start. So it's at the very beginning again. Okay, so we can get that. I'm going to detach it because it's now done. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up my inventory. Go back down and find out scripts again. Okay, here they are. And I'm going to use this now. It's a little transparent texture. Okay, because one thing I don't want is I don't want my exhaust prim to be seen, you know. So put that there, and I'll also do it for the tyre marker as well. Okay, we'll close them up, and there we go. We've just scripted the bike. So then what we do is we just jump on and have a test ride. Make sure that everything's riding right. There you go. You can see it's smoke's coming out now. See where the smoke's coming out? Oh, get a hold of that. Now, what I've found sometimes, and I've found this with all the scripts I've used, sometimes you just need to rotate that thing. Smoking out the right way, you see. Yeah, so I've just found that with most bikes. Just bring that. Look, hate the way it does that. Oh, it's a typical deal though. So just move that into there. All right, so now that's all going. Now have a look at the engine here. See the engine's moving. All those parts we selected, they're all moving around. Moving, everything's moving good there. Okay, so let's do a burnout so you can see we don't do a burnout and alright, so that's how we use the cat scripts to script the bike. I hope it's been helpful, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, just quickly, the bike's all fine, looking good, she's running right. Now, one thing I wanted to do, just quickly, is we need to set the permissions in the bike before you sell your bikes to no mod, no trans. So one way of doing that I found is just go to the contents, see the permissions here, and so it's set to copy only there. And if we go apply, okay, usually it'll set all those permissions. Okay, then we can go back and look at the bike. Have a look, and okay, so what you'll find also, if you go in here, click on that, properties, see it's all set to copy only. Okay, so they're the couple things you just want to do to make it a little bit easier, so you don't have to go right through the whole bike and try and set everything. You can just do it from there, like that. So now the whole bike's set to no. Look, see if we go there. See. So, all right, guys. Thanks. Have a good one.